The new policy initiative announced by the White House on space policy is, I think, a move in the wrong direction, and one that would likely cause further difficulties for the kind of pathway that most of you are interested in opening up. On Friday afternoon at 5 p.m., the Friday before the Columbus Day weekend, a brand new space policy was announced. And when you have a new policy announced after the television news deadlines on a Friday, and not just a weekend but a long weekend, when somebody goes to that much difficulty to pick that release date, there's something there that somebody wants hidden. And I didn't come here to make news on this point, and I know that I won't, because it's not the topic that you're discussing, and I may make a speech about it in another context later on. But I did want to mention it because this is such an informed expert gathering. I just wanted to flag it for you for special attention. I think it's a very serious mistake. Policy matters. Law matters. International law matters. And if one nation takes it upon itself to assert its own unilateral definition of what world law should be without respect to what the rest of the world thinks about it, that's usually a mistake. It was a mistake to go into Iraq the way we did. I don't want to debate that point or throw it out there as a stink bomb for those who disagree with it. But for those who do, let me just make the collateral point that we decided in that instance to ignore international law and to ignore the international consensus and to follow a set of policies that were based philosophically on the theme of domination. We are going to assert ourselves. We think this is important enough. We're going to do it. We're going to cross an international border and invade a country that has not attacked us. And again, it sounds like I'm debating this. I'm really not. My point is to say that we got into trouble. I don't think there's any dispute about the fact that it's a fiasco, as the title of a recent book about it said. It's a disaster, maybe the most serious strategic error in the entire history of the United States of America. But the clear marker that we should have recognized right away, that should have caused us to give a lot more careful attention to it, was that we were proceeding without regard to the views of international law held by and felt by and expressed by other nations. The United Nations is weak and ineffectual and has all these problems, but we decided to completely ignore that structure. We're about to make that same mistake again where space is concerned. Very few people have analyzed the insides of this new space policy. I urge all of you who are interested in space to analyze it very carefully. It has the potential down the road to create the kind of fuzzy thinking and chaos in our efforts to exploit the space resource as the fuzzy thinking and chaos of the Iraq policy has created for us in Iraq. It is a very serious mistake, in my opinion. We, in the United States of America, may claim that we alone can determine who goes into space and who doesn't, what it's used for and what it's not used for, and we may claim it effectively as our own dominion to the exclusion when we wish to exclude others of all others. That's hubristic. And anybody know The Onion, the satirical newspaper? They had a story 2 weeks ago on their front page that was entitled, Why Hubris Will Never Catch Up with the United States of America. Maybe. But if we continue to tempt the fates, we do so at our peril.